Hi guys, welcome to the studio. So today we're going to delve into the ring bound journals and these things, the ring binders. Something I'd never even thought of until watching a video recently by Natasa at Treasure Books. And it was how when you do these books, most of the time, maybe not everybody, but when you do these books, how awkward they are sometimes to open up, and you know, you have to do all this malarkey with them and whatnot because the rings are big. This book is quite a huge book, to be fair, but even this one, you know, it has its issues, which is a shame because I love this book. Now, I don't think I'll be able to do it with this one, but I most definitely will with this one and this one. This one's got even bigger rings on it. I know, I'm sorry about the clanking, so we'll move them over there. Yeah, this one has even bigger rings on it. So it is an even bigger pain in the butt to open and close. This was a design team project for Kerr at Happiness in Crafting. I never got around to finishing. Well, I kind of finished the design team project for her, but I never finished the journal in full like I wanted to, because at the time I didn't have rings big enough and it just weren't working because I'd done every single hole with the hole punch, and yeah, it just weren't working. But yeah, so as you can see, because the rings are big, you know, the journal is annoyingly awkward and clanky. I missed that bit putting it in. Now, Natasa at Treasure Books made some ring bound journals in her previous video, and she addressed this issue, and she rightfully makes sense. She said that a lot of the time people use the wrong size rings, and I thought, well, no, because you need, you know, the journal to expand and you need it to open and that sort of thing, you know, because you put a lot in it. This one actually isn't too bad. This one again was a design team project for Kerr at Happiness in Crafting, and this one isn't actually that bad. You know, it's got pockets and stuff in, and it's not bad at opening, but there is such a huge gap for it to have to go over to open, which is annoying. So Natasa suggested, and rightfully so, as she did showed in her videos, go down size in rings. You'd think, because I'm doing a bulky journal, it needs to have big rings on it, but it doesn't. It does, but if you're going to, if you want it to open nice and smoothly, then you need smaller rings on it. Now, I thought there is absolutely no way I can do this video today showing this, because I want to transform this journal, and the only size rings I have smaller are these. And it's like, they are not going to work. The only ones I've got are smaller than that. I'm thinking, no way, Jose, are they going to transform this journal to just nice and smoothly open. But they do. I was so shocked. I tried it beforehand and I was just so amazed. I'm like, oh, I have to film this. Okay, so I am going to get rid of these big rings, and unfortunately you are going to hear some clanking because metal rings, glass mat, blah blah blah. Ignore the cats in the background. I apologise for that. Okay, so I have these pages here which never got put in. This is why I never finished it, because it was like I put eyelets into these papers and then it bulked it out. But even the bulk of that in with that still didn't work properly with those rings. So if we just pop them to one side, we don't really need them at the moment. And let's open up these rings. And some of these are really fiddly. These are what I'd call my main pages. Okay, so these are the decorative pages. So these are the kit pages. I used her Man's Best Friend journal pages, and all I did was then just turned them into pockets. I literally folded the paper in half to create the page, sewed it, you know, like cut down it, sewed it, and then I just made just plain inserts to put in from black cardstock. These pages, these extra pages here, were supposed to go in between. But yeah, so this was one full A4 sheet. All I did was just folded it in half, and I either split across the top or split down the side to make pockets. And again, as I said, just that to use as a photo mat. But I never got around to finishing this journal, as you can see, because the pages didn't quite work with the extra rings, with the extra eyelets in, and of course the rings was annoying me as well, so I just never got around to finishing it. So these are just the main pages. So this is what we're going to bind, and of course the back, and I messed up on that one and bound it on the wrong side, but it doesn't matter because I can add some dangles down there. So we're going to go from these massive chunky rings to these tiny ones, and I mean they are tiny. Look at them, they're teeny tiny. You think, how on earth are they going to fit in there? But they do, and the transformation is amazing, guys. Some of you may already know this, which is great. It does help to do it one by one, and then you don't miss a page in between, like I did. Once you've done one ring, it's easier to do the others. Or you can do all three at the same time. You know, sometimes that's easy as well. I'll just do this first one for you, and then I'll speed up doing the rest. Obviously you can do more than one if you've got them lined up properly. But I was like, oh my goodness, you know, they only just fit. It's not going to work. Just wow, guys. She's a clever egg, is that Natasha, is our Natasha. And close the ring. Like so. And then it's like, yeah, but how's the book going to even open properly? Oh my god, amazing, guys. So I'm going to just speed up. Well, I'm saying I'll speed up. Maybe I can just get these in one go. Yep. Coolio. Okay. Any of you guys remember Coolio? He was one of my favourite rappers when I was a kid. I drove my mum absolutely insane with his song, See When You Get There. Apart from Gangster's Paradise. Yeah, I drove my mum mental with the See When You Get There, so much so, I mean, I used to play it on repeat all day long. She'd be knocking on the bedroom wall like, have they got there yet? But yeah, so there we go. Okay, now you look and you think that, no, it's not going to work. It's just, how can that work? But look, guys, look. Oh my goodness. There's plenty of room for it to turn over. It's so smooth compared to as you've seen me doing it to begin with. And it's like, what? Genius. Natasha, you're a genius. I love it. So that's that one. Now, I know for a fact it'll work with this one, because this one's smaller than that one. It's about the same, actually. To be honest, it's probably about the same, but it's not going to work for this one, because look at the thickness of that, and there's no way I'm going to get them teeny tiny rings through that. However, the rings on this are smaller than them. So I am going to alter this one to them, and then I'm going to try these rings on that book, but I will speed that up for you guys. Wow, guys, just wow. That was tricky to do. This one just didn't want to behave. Okay, but that one opens nicely now. Let's see about this one. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. But yeah, wow, that was a tricky one to do, and some of these need raw hole reinforcers in them. But yeah, but it is so cool that it opens like a normal book now instead of having to faff with the rings. Yeah, a lot of these need raw hole reinforcers. But that is just really cool now. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm so grateful for Natasha for that video, because yeah, I've actually got them wrong. That page should be in between them, but never mind. But yeah, so grateful to Natasha for doing that video and showing the difference between the rings, because it really has made a difference. Wow. Oh, yep, see, look, missed that one. Oh my goodness. These rings are super hard to open as well, which is good, because then there's less chance of it coming apart. I'm sorry, I keep headbutting the camera. Wow. Just wow, guys. Oh, love it. Okay, now the question will be, will this go on those rings? And, oh, missed another one there, but yeah, that is so much better. Okay, back again, guys. Yeah, interestingly enough, I just thought, I wonder, because obviously I'm going to then put these smaller rings on this. Well, I need to take these off because these were for this journal here, and I just put them on to decorate that big blank space on the rings, obviously because originally they were so big and bulky. I thought, I wonder if it'll still work if I put them on these tiny rings to fill that little space up there, and honestly guys, it works a charm. If anything, I think it helps. But yeah, so that is really cool to know that you know, you go down like tiny rings, but the blank space there, you can still fluff it up. So how cool is that? And it doesn't alter how it works. I did realise as well while I was flicking back through here that I've got a couple of these pages in upside down, but I will sort through that. But yeah, so for now I'm just going to pop them to one side and put them in 2 different piles. I think there's 5 on each ring. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 on each ring, but I'll pop them to one side and I will decorate that up with those later. Okay, so for now we're going to exchange these whopping great rings for these, compared to them, really tiny ones, and it looks like we're going to have a similar thing where it pretty much fills 1/2 of the ring. So I think this is going to work. So as it stands at the moment, you know, we are having some issues when it comes to opening. You know, it's such a pain in the butt having to slide them across and, you know, blah blah blah, and then when you come to close it up and get old and shaky shake. Okay, so as I said, oops, I'm going to go off camera now and swap these big ones for these. I'm not even going to do it on camera, guys. I mean, you saw how much I struggled with this, so I'm not going to do it on camera. But yeah, oh, and I counted the pages, and in this one here, including the front and the back page, there's 41 pages in there, and there is probably still room to put more pages in. So that is awesome. I don't know how many pages are in this one. This was a design team project for Daisy Collins at Tsunami Rose, and this, I must admit, to date is one of my favourite journals. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go and swap everything over and then I will be back. Okay guys, so I am back. That was a pain in the butt to do, but yeah, we managed. And this one, because there is just so much bulk in it, and obviously the rings are bigger, then yeah, it is so much easier to open and close than when using those big rings. But of course you do still have the like awkwardness sometimes of getting the pages over properly, but this is so much better to get in and out of than it was on the bigger rings. So I'm going to take that as a win. And as I said, there are a lot of pages in here. This is one of my, by far up to date, one of the favourite journals I've ever made. Yeah, I mean, it's just so simple, but I love it so much. It's an acetate pocket, nothing in it, it's just fancy. Yeah, so it's a bit clunky, but a lot easier to flip over than with the bigger rings. So yeah, but this definitely would not have gone on these small rings, no chance. So I think it's a lot of it. Whoa, sorry guys, blooming sunshine. A lot of it I think is going to come down to your paper thickness and things like that, and whether or not, like me, you've got lots of these eyelets in pages and whatnot. But yeah, I am actually really happy with how much smoother this one goes than the bigger one. But yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, maybe a teeny tiny tad little bit disappointed that it doesn't open as smoothly as this, but considering the amount of bulk that's in there, you know, I'm not surprised, and I am still happy. And what I love most about the ring-bound journals and bound journals is they just open so flat. They're awesome to work in. Yeah, I just love them, and I just love this. I just love this kit. I love this journal. It's got my name on it as well there. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm not a pinky person, but you know, you wouldn't think so to say that my thumbnails are now pink, and whatnot. I've got little CD envelopes there with stuff in, and as you can see in this, a lot of the pages I did reinforce rather than putting like hole reinforcers on. I just stuck some washi tape down the side of the page to reinforce it. Some of the pages I did fold over, I mean that's pocket, but some of the pages I did fold over on that side to thicken them up there. That one there has been folded. That little edge there has been folded to give it strength, and then a piece of washi tape down it as well. So that's a way of bypassing adding hole reinforcers if you don't want that, but you get a nice decorative edge on your page. I think we will be revisiting a ring bound journal soon, because I really want to have a play now that I know that we can get them to open nicely and play ball. Yeah, I think I might just revisit the ring bound journal, and I'll dig out some old journal kits and some cardstock and whatnot, and yeah, we'll go to town. This was another one as well with Daisy's kit, where these pages here was a full A4 page that I just folded in half and glued and then sewed around them, and then inked around them. I think, pretty sure I did. Yeah, I've inked around them as well. But yeah, as you can see, just folded over in half. I think with the look of it there, yeah, there's a piece of cardstock in between. So I've glued cardstock probably to one half of it and then folded it over and then sewn around it. But it's just, sometimes the most simplest journals turn out to be the best. And I really love this. I really do love how this one turned out. Yeah, so loving that one, but for me, rings wise, too bulky. Maybe that would be nice, and I might think about that actually, splitting it over 2 journals to make it, put it on the smaller rings maybe. That might be a go-to. But yeah, I think I prefer it when it opens nice and smoothly like this on the smaller rings. So there we go, guys. Nice transformation there from big bulky ring bound journals to, you know, nice smooth opening flat non-bulky journals. And you can still decorate the blank space on the rings and it will still open up perfectly. So yay! Alright guys, so thank you so much to Natasha at Treasure Books for bringing that video to our attention, and yeah, I will link Natasha's video below, so please go and check that out. It's so cool. Yeah, and I will, oh sorry, before I go, links below will also be to Kerr at Happiness in Crafting, because these are her, well not her journals, but I made these journals with her kits when I was on her design team, and links to Daisy at Tsunami Rose will also be below, because obviously I made this with her kits when I was on her design team. Yeah, so, and then obviously Natasha's links. So please check out the links below in the description box, guys, and have some fun yourselves. So I hope this was really helpful, and please go and give Natasha some credit for it. And yes, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!